Hello, it's Thursday's Talking Reds. It's John Gibbons, and I'm joined by Paul Cope, and we're in the Avenue HQ lobby. There is a little bit of work being done behind us, as you can see. They're sprucing it up, making it all look even nicer than it does already. So if you get a little bit of noise, just sort of bear with us. But hopefully, most of the noise will come from me and Paul Cope.
Usually does, doesn't it?
The boys making all the noise. I want to talk a little bit about young players, Paul, if you don't mind. Obviously, it's an international break. A lot of players have gone out, joining up with their squads, be a full squad, so under 23s. And one of them's Dom Solanke, who is in England under 23 squads. And Aidy Boothroyd's been talking about him. He's the manager of the team, and he's been saying, you know, he's really pleased with him, looks good, but he's worried about his lack of playing time. And it's a funny one with Solanke, isn't it? Because he's been nowhere near the squad, nowhere near so far. You know, he's not even getting on the bench. I thought it was really strange there was an under-23s game on Sunday that he didn't play in. In fact, none of them did, and I thought that was really weird because sometimes the 23s games can fall in funny places and you think, well, if it's the night before a game, you know, you understand why, you know, there's suddenly an injury and he's needed and he's played 90s, but Sunday just seemed would have been perfect. But again, so he hasn't basically played any football since them friendlies in the summer, and you wonder what the plan is for him a little bit, whether he should have gone out on loan, whether, you know, they're being ultra cautious with him. I don't know. And I mean, what do you think's going on with Solanke at the moment?
I don't really get it, if I'm honest. Not just with him. And I know you're a big advocate of the looking after the kids thing, and I've never really understood it since they got rid of the old reserve league, which some people watching this might not even remember. It was that long ago now. But since they got rid of that, I've often thought that there are certain players who just don't play footy. They train, but they never play in a game. And I don't like. It doesn't matter what level you play at. If we all know, like, if you haven't played footy for a while and then you go into a game, you're rusty. It takes a while to get back into it and get your touch. And you can train as much as you want, but I don't think you can replicate an actual game of footy in training. And for lads like him, you can see it. I used to. I mean, I said this about Aspas when Aspas played for us under Rodgers, and everyone goes on about that corner, but I feel dead sorry for him because you're like, well, you haven't played all season, mate, and now you're thrown on in the biggest game. We're under loads of pressure, and it's like, take a boss corner, and he's like, and everyone, like, fans will say, well, you get paid loads of money, so you should just be able to do it. But the reality is, it just doesn't work like that, does it? And for lads like Solanke, I was convinced he'd go to Rangers. I just thought that would be perfect. You can go up and play with Steven Gerrard. It'll be absolutely brilliant. You get to play in all that pressure in front of a big crowd, play in Europe, and play every week. So I don't understand why he didn't.
Because the thing with Solanke as well, it's not like he's a 30-year-old who knows exactly what he's about and then goes, do you know what, I might be a bit rusty, but at least I know what I'm good at and I know what I'm doing, and I'll come on and I'll make that run. Like, he looks to me like he's not entirely convinced what kind of footballer he wants to be yet. Is he a 9? Is he a 10? Is he dropping off? Is he, you know, sometimes he's coming deeper, sometimes, you know, he's playing up, but then he's not sure on his movements. He looks like he needs to go somewhere and learn how to be a centre forward, and he's not going to do that not playing for anyone.
Absolutely. And well, the other thing about it was, we had this last season, and then he scored that great goal at the end of the season, and I think everyone sort of went, including him, oh great, that's good. He's a proper striker who scores goals, and I feel sorry for him now, because, and obviously he's part of the decision to stay. I don't know how, it's always interesting. I wonder how much of the percentage of a decision is it his, or is he saying, I want to go and play at Rangers, and Klopp saying, no, you're staying here, mate, because I need you as backup or whatever. I just don't think I'm not sure it's in anyone's best interests. That's what worries me about it.
But that's it, and that's where you get to the kind of the argument over, you know, well, should we care? Should any of us as Liverpool fans care about what's best for Dom Solanke? Is it a case of, you know, is he just here just in case there's an injury to Firmino, Sturridge, and Origi, you know, a freak one overnight, you know, they're all in the same car or something, you know, and you know, something happens or whatever, and then they've got to, you know, they've all got neck injuries or whatever, and he's got to play, you know. I
can talk about neck injuries if you want.
Sorry, mate. I don't know why that came to my mind. But is it a case of, well, there's a 1% chance he might play, so all I care about is that? Or do we need to be a bit more holistic with these lads and say, well, do you know what, actually, if there's a 1% chance he'll play for us, then that's not huge, is it? So why don't we let him go and play for someone else for a bit?
Yeah, I think it's one of them, isn't it? Where as fans, we can just take whatever side we want at any given moment. And if it was last season, I said that about our bench, first game of the season. I remember saying at the start of last season, it only takes Daniel Sturridge to get injured, and all of a sudden, the boss bench that we've all been talking about, we go, oh, who's the centre forward? And then it's Origi or Solanke, and you're like, well, if it's either of them. And maybe Klopp saying, well, Solanke's behind Sturridge, and therefore, forget Origi. Solanke's next in line, and Sturridge is probably going to get injured at some point. We've already. I love Lallana and I love Sturridge, but the one thing you can guarantee is they will get injured.
Yeah.
So, from a club perspective, I get it. I understand why you want to keep him as a backup, but even then, isn't it possible to do a loan where you say, go and play, and if we need you, we'll call you back? They used to. Is that a real
surely
thing
Rangers
anymore?
would be up for that.
Yeah, you would think so.
Yeah,
but they just want free players, don't they?
Well, I don't know. I mean, surely they'd be up for that, but I don't know. We'll see. Kind of watch this space. I mean, another young player I want to talk about who doesn't play for Liverpool but has been linked is Luke Matheson. If you haven't heard, he's a 15-year-old. 15. 1-5.
Yeah.
He played for Rochdale this week in the Checker Trade Trophy, which is for those who don't know, maybe abroad, is a cup competition for League 1 and 2 teams, so the third and fourth tier in the pyramid. He came on after 15 minutes of the game. There was an injury, so they had to throw him on in the first half. Apparently he was excellent. They gave him man of the match, and Rochdale won 2-1. But what made me laugh was, that was the story on Tuesday, and then now the story is he's linked with Liverpool, Man United, Chelsea and Everton. And I just think, why can't he just play for Rochdale? Maybe he's fine there. Like, they've obviously done quite a good job with him.
I know.
Just let him play for Rochdale.
No, he's 15. I think I've said this for years. Like, I think it gets completely lost in sport. People's age.
No.
Always try and put it in context. So I'll constantly go when someone's talking about a 19-year-old going off the rails. Like Balotelli was my favourite example. He's gone off the rails by going into John Lewis and buying loads of stuff. Like, do you know what I was doing when I was 19? If someone had given me £100,000 a week, I'd have died. That's what would have happened, and it would have been the same for you and all of our mates. And these people are getting judged. He's 15 years old. Imagine, what were you doing when you were 15? Just leave him alone.
If a 15-year-old came in here now, like, you'd ask him if he wanted a juice or something. Do you know, you would be like,
not do you want to play for Liverpool, mate?
Yeah, exactly, yeah. Nice, you've been in the toilet. You know, just, yeah. I mean, yeah. So Luke Matheson, stay at Rochdale, mate. It looks like they're doing a pretty good job with you, and just kind of go with that. There's loads more anyway on the youth teams, talking about who has played for the under-23s, not Solanke, but who has been playing. They've had an eventful time, the 23s and the under-18s so far. We do a show on it called Ones to Watch. It's hosted by Andy Kelly, formerly of the Liverpool Echo, and now doing little bits with us and elsewhere as well. So we're delighted that Andy Kelly has taken that on. The lad he had doing it last year was rubbish. So yeah, so that's being recorded, and that is out today as well, along with lots of other things as well, which I'll come on to. But in the meantime, Thursday's Talking Red is sponsored by Heritage. We're delighted that that is the case. So here's a little bit more about Heritage and everything they're doing on Castle Street. Thursday's Talking Reds are now brought to you by Heritage, which is a bar and restaurant on Castle Street, right here in the heart of Liverpool. So if you're in town for the game, or you live in Liverpool and you're looking for somewhere really good and new to eat, we could heartily recommend Heritage. Get down there. Alex and Antonio will look after you.
Hello, we're in Heritage Castle Street and we're open Tuesday to Sunday. So the different types of food you do at Heritage, you've got a mixture of Sicilian, Italian, Middle Eastern and English French cuisine. So drinks and offer here at Heritage, we've got our own coffee, which is blended by Crosby Coffee just down the road. We've got Love Lane Pale Ales, which is from Liverpool themselves. Turncoat Gin, which is also a Liverpool brand. And Will Beers and a cocktail list done by myself.
So yeah, that was Heritage. Do try and support them out there on Castle Street. A couple of other things I just want to quickly mention. Liverpool news, if you like, the prices have been announced for the Chelsea game. That's the Carabao Cup. Top price is £30, so the most any adult will pay to watch this game is £30. All kids tickets, I believe, are a £5. Young adult tickets for £9 as well. Fair enough, Dan, isn't it, mate?
Well in, yeah, well played.
Yeah, you've got to praise them when they do something all right, if we're going to slag them off when they don't.
Yeah, and I think as well, in fairness, this is a general life thing. bit of life coaching.
Okay, go on.
Whenever good things happen, what we tend to do is go, yeah, well in, and then just forget about it. And when bad things happen, we dwell on it for ages and we focus on it and we're like, oh yes, everything's crap. These owners are crap. Well, let's just dwell on it for like, just remember that they did this. Next time you want to kick off about something, go, yeah, well, they charged 30 quid for a Chelsea game in the cup. That's sound.
Can't believe me and Kobe are getting on the ale for the Chelsea ticket prices, but you know, celebrate your wins. The other thing is that Liverpool have been linked with Adrien Rabiot. He's a 23-year-old whose name I probably just said incorrectly. Plays for Paris Saint Germain. I don't know too much about him, to be honest with you, Kobe, but people are telling me he's good.
Yeah, he's one of them players who I've probably seen. I think I'd be lying if I said I'd never seen him. I couldn't tell you what he looks like. So you've got loads of insight here from me and Gibbo today. But it's a typical example of, like, even just on Twitter last night, the amount of people saying, just buy him. You know, it's like Fekir.
Yeah.
No one had heard of Fekir 6 months before. Then everyone's desperate to buy him. Then we don't buy him. Then everyone's furious. It's like, yeah, I don't know. He'd be going some way to be better than the lads we've got, wouldn't he?
He would. One thing I do know about him is that his mum's his agent, which is mad because, I mean, my mum doesn't answer her phone.
Doesn't she?
Not really.
Right, well, I said to you, my mum started watching this. My mum answers the phone all the time.
Oh, she nailed it?
Yeah,
well.
so in the universe, my mum and your mum balance each other out.
So I can just imagine going to my mum, like, oh, any news from Inter Milan? I don't know, I've been in the garden.
Yeah.
Oh, Sam.
Fantastic.
I was just trying to win the shut at 8, so...
Yeah, any chance.
Just, you know.
Yeah.
I've had a lot on.
How do you think it would go negotiation-wise? Is she any good at that?
No, I think she'd downplay my abilities. No, you don't want to give him that much. Yeah.
Oh, I think we're having a competition here. My mum's winning as an agent. Honest to God, I think I'm getting paid by LFC now with their negotiations. I think he's brilliant. He's absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, I think she's lovely, my mother. God bless her. But I don't think this is in a skill set.
That's fair enough, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's fair enough. It's not meant to be in a mum's skill set.
No,
that's why it's mad that he uses it.
That's why we're talking about it. Listen, we don't know too much about it, but someone does. It's Julien Laurent. He's a French journalist. He's an expert on French football, and he's speaking to Rob Gutman today, which is really exciting. So Rob's coming in at some point. Rob loves transfers more than anyone, as I'm sure you'll all know, and he's speaking to Julien Laurent today, and then we're going to get that out as soon as possible. So that'll be everything about the player, and also obviously a little bit more information on the possibility of this deal happening. So loads happening on across our subscription service. It's £5 a month to listen to all the podcasts that we do throughout the week, and there'll be loads going on across this this international break, so don't be thinking we'll be quiet. And also, obviously, as well, the YouTube channel, you're on it now, presumably, but there's loads and loads of stuff on there as well, so making sure you're not just watching the videos, but subscribing and getting the notifications for all that. I think that's everything. Oh yeah, one thing I wanted to mention, this t-shirt, did you notice, well you would have done because you saw it, I did a quick change halfway through. This t-shirt is now inside out and it's got more information on there, and that is because on Monday there's a charity called If You Care Share, which is a charity which is a worldwide suicide prevention charity, and they're getting involved in Worldwide Suicide Prevention Day, which is on Monday, so 10th of September. So they're encouraging people to wear t-shirts inside out, because the idea is that we don't often share what is on inside us. So you might have noticed in the first half my t-shirt said I'm fine on it, which we were talking about, which is something that everyone always says when you ask when you are, but really on the inside a lot of people might be struggling. So it's encouraging people to share what's inside. So on Monday they want people to wear the t-shirts inside out, and maybe with a sticker on with Ask Me Why on, and so we can all get a little bit more kind of confident on talking about what's going on in us. So if you want more information on that, if you care, share.co.uk/inside out. U is spelled the letter U, so if you care, share.co.uk/inside-out, and yeah, check them out. But if you can't find it, just tweet me and I'll message them. That is on Monday, and we're going to support it as much as we can.
Excellent.
Great. Okay. Talking Reds back tomorrow. See you soon.